Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you how I made this beautiful autumn tiny treat box to hold some Hershey Kisses that are fall themes. I love the colors in this package. The kisses just mimic our cardstock, and so I thought this would be a perfect blend and a wonderful little treat for someone. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how I got started. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is take your tiny treat box and you're going to take off this clear cellophane wrap that is there to protect it so it doesn't get scratched. I'm going to open this box up and fold it the other direction to crease on those lines, and then I'm actually going to take the top two flaps and push them all the way in and pull them back out to make them a nice tight crease. And on the bottom I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to first take the side flaps and then the tongue and the mouth and press them all in and then pull them back out, one flap at a time. And if you find these get caught on the inside, you can always do this one flap. Sorry about that, Chewy needed my attention. So you can do this one at a time if you found they get caught. But the first thing you're going to do after you fold it on all the lines is take the two side flaps and push them in on the bottom. And then you're going to bring this piece here that looks like a mouth and put it down. And then this last flap that has this little tongue slides right into the mouth. That's how I remember it. It's quick and easy that way. I'm going to fill this box with a few treats. I love Hershey's Kisses, and I think these fall ones are perfect for this project. And I'm going to fold in the side flaps, fold back the top flap and the flap for the tongue, and then fold it the other direction so that it closes nicely. There we go. Now that I've got my box filled, I'm ready to start decorating. I'm going to bring in a piece of our Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper, and I am going to take the side that I want to put around the box, hold it in my hands, and simply fold it around the box. Now, it doesn't matter what size you start on until you get ready to adhere. So I'm going to wrap that around and use my fingers to fold it along that crease line. And you'll find you have this extra piece here. That's going to be to the back of your box. So look for this little indentation here, which is your finger grip to open the box. That's the front. And at this point, I can fold these on the crease lines to make them nice and sharp, and use my fingers or my bone folder to smooth those out. And then I'm going to get a little piece of our tear and tape, and I am going to put this on the inside of this Designer Series paper. I only need one piece to do the end, and that'll be plenty on this box. So once I've got that done, I'm going to remove the paper. I'm going to start at the back of my box. Remember that little tab is the front, so I want to start at the back, and I want to put it a little farther from the top than the bottom because I want to remember that finger grip is on the front and I don't want to cover it up. And then I'm going to wrap this around my box, set it down, and line up the edges and press. There we go. It's that quick and simple. I'm going to next bring in this beautiful braided trim and put it on my box, wrap it around, and tie a bow. I'm telling you, this project is quick and simple. This is great for fall treats, and you can make a ton of these in just a few minutes. Okay, now that I've got the bow on my box, I'm ready to snip the ribbon. There we go. And start on my stamping. So I am going to bring in a 1/2-inch strip here. Its length is 2 3/4 inches, and I'm going to open up my Early Espresso and my Cajun Craze ink. I'm first though going to punch using my Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. I'm going to use the scallop edge here, so I'm going to slide that in, and I'm going to make sure that it goes all the way in by flipping it over. Sorry, this is a little piece. Okay, and punch, pull it back out, flip it over, and do the same thing to the other end. making sure it goes all the way in, and you can see that on the bottom here. And so I'm ready to punch. This piece might wiggle because it's small, so you can straighten that out if you need to. I'm going to bring in this little grouping of leaves, and I'm going to ink it up in my Cajun Craze, and I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp that right in the center of my strip. I'm going to bring in the Hey There sentiment, ink it up in the Early Espresso. And let's see if I can see this under the camera. There we go. I've got that done now. And I'm ready to add my little leaf here. So I'm going to slide that out of the way and bring in a scrap piece of Very Vanilla. I am going to bring in my line image here of the oak leaf and ink it up with the Cajun Craze. And then I'm going to ink up the solid image, stamp off, and stamp. And then I'm ready to punch that out, simply sliding it into my punch and lining it up. Now that I've got that done, I'm ready to start assembling. Now I want to add a mini dimensional to the back of this leaf. So I am going to place it right here on the end. Now I can do one of two things. I can slide this in under my ribbon and tack this leaf right on top, which will allow the piece to stay pretty much in place, or I can take a little glue dot and slide this in to hold it in place. Really, the choice is yours. It depends on how secure you want to make it. So I am going to put that little dimensional there at the end and show you the mini glue dot method. Since this is going to be traveling, this will keep it a little more secure. I'm adding the glue dot to the end here. I am going to find the front of the box, which has that little cutout. There we go. And I'm going to slide this in to where I would like it, and then simply place the glue dot down so that it holds it in place. Okay, that's the glue dot version. Let me show you the original here. It's simply slid in under the ribbon, the little sentiment with the oak leaf, and that little oak leaf will hang right here on the ribbon, keeping it in place for you. There you go. If you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.